I don't have a script, so I'm just doing all this off the dome, so it may be really bad video. I wanted to talk about the things that I enjoy about Halo Reach relative to the original Halo trilogy by Bungie, the Master Chief collection, if you will, the OGs, whatever you want to call it, the classics. After the release of Halo 3, they start working on the game pretty shortly after, and naturally they're not quite sure what to do with it. They start toying around with different ideas, but it's confirmed that the game is coming out, or that they're working on it, because Marty O'Donnell confirmed that they're hiring voice actors for it. So, what was the thing that they were going to do? What direction were they going to take it? Is it just going to be another Master Chief game? Is it going to be a normal-ass Halo game? Who knows? And then they decided to make it a prequel, which is a very ballsy move, because making a prequel to something as beloved as Halo can really quickly blow up in your face. A couple dangers you can come across when making a prequel is, one, having the prequel ultimately not matter in the grand scheme of the story that it's a part of, and two, diminishing the story or the things that come after it by trying to go too big too early, trying to be too important. Halo Reach doesn't do any of those things. I think Halo Reach is a very, very good prequel. It does everything it needs to correctly, and I want to talk about that. Narratively, Halo Reach is the exact opposite from the original Halo trilogy. In the original trilogy, you play as Master Chief, the one of two Spartans to get the designation Hyperlethal Vector. Master Chief is an unstoppable force. It's pure power fantasy stuff. Nothing the Covenant throws at you is enough. Just continually powers through it. You're constantly making steps towards defeating the Covenant. It's sometimes can be very slow. Sometimes there's a hitch in the road. Sometimes there's something else you have to take care of, like the Flood. But for the most part, they can't stop this guy. In the second game, he's beating the fuck out of a prophet with his bare fists, and they sent armies after this guy. They're like, this is the one guy we have to take care of. And one of our guys just got his skull caved in by this dude. Every single game, every single mission, there's a very clear step of progress made towards defeating the Covenant. Even with the Flood showing up, that's not enough to stop John Master Chief. In Halo Reach, it's the exact opposite. You start out the game not even knowing the Covenant's there. You start out the game going to kill some insurrectionists. Those are just people. They're gonna send some Spartans, Noble Six, to kill some dudes who are not happy. And then they find out the Covenant's there. So already, humanity's on the back foot. Humanity's already losing. Reach was a very important planet to have. And the Covenant's there by surprise. Humanity is continually on the back foot throughout the entirety of the game. Narratively, nothing you do works. Any slight plank length of progress that you make is immediately taken back tenfold by the Covenant, because you're outnumbered, they have better technology, they're just better hunters. Humanity's outclassed in every aspect when it comes to the Covenant. There's never a point where you definitively make progress. Anytime there's a little bit of hope about making progress, it's immediately snuffed out. I think that is a very important thing to distinguish from the original trilogy, as to amplify how major a threat the Covenant is, how capable they are, by showing you what they can do, by showing Spartans get dispatched like it's no big, like it's no problem. All that serves to amplify the stuff done in the OG trilogy, and does not diminish anything. It amplifies it, and that's what I really love about it. Another thing that is different is Master Chief is almost always alone. There's never a Spartan that you see with him in the OG trilogy. He's always by himself. Closest thing you get is Johnson. He's cool, and he is Spartan 1, I think. You have Cortana to talk to you, but you don't have anyone to back you up. You're always alone, and that's never a problem. But in Halo Reach, you're always with your buddies. You're always with your bros. Whether it's you and June, or it's you and everyone else, you and George, you go up to that big ship, blow it up. It's like, cool. You're always working in tandem with other Spartans, with the rest of Noble Team. They even say at the very beginning of the game, no, none of that lone wolf stuff, buddy. Okay, this is different. This is Halo Reach we're talking about. This is not Halo 1, 2, or 3. So you're always around other Spartans, which is a stark contrast immediately to what goes on in the original trilogy. Slowly, over the course of the game, as Noble Team starts to dwindle, you start missing your bros. You start missing your guys. Like George is the first one to go, and you immediately miss his presence because he was the big dude with the machine gun, and now that guy's no longer there. Being familiarized with these guys, this isn't anything new. This is not like anything special that Halo Reach did. This isn't Halo Reach reinventing any form of narrative structure or anything like that. This is all standard stuff. I just like the direction they took. You're watching Noble Team, this team of Spartans who are seen as the best of the best, slowly get picked off as they make a final stand, not to save the planet, but to make sure as many people can get off the planet as they can. Again, huge contrast to what goes on in the OG trilogy. The Flood shows up. The thing that the Forerunners made the Halo rings for. The Forerunners were like, there's no way to deal with these guys. We just have to starve them by obliterating every form of organic life. The Flood shows up, and that is no big deal for Master Chief. It is not even seen as, it's like, ooh, that's scary. There's zombies now. But Master Chief just walks through them like it's no problem. Because it's no problem for him.
And look, I know the Flood is the one thing that actually scares Master Chief, like, in the canon, but it doesn't fucking stop him from doing anything. It's not like he falls at the hands of the Flood. It doesn't fucking, it's not a big problem for him. He gets the shit done regardless of them showing up. He charges into a Flood-infested Covenant ship to get Cortana. Twice! And gets out. And obviously Arbiter helps him, but he does that. He's like, fuck it, I'm going in. I'm going in. I'm about to dive in.
And the threat of extinction, not at the hands of the Covenant by these impossible to comprehend rings in space that will eliminate all life in the galaxy. Hey, the Covenant's gonna use that to obliterate us. No big, I got it. And he does it twice. Dude. He does it multiple times. The narrative, the stakes, the overall atmosphere of Halo Reach is a complete 180 from the OG trilogy. This is all intentional. I'm sure everyone is aware of this. I'm just gushing about it, okay? Get off my back, dude. You're always with your bros until the very end, and then you feel alone. You feel sad. Whenever people talk about Halo Reach, they're always sad, which is perfect. That's exactly how people should feel about Halo Reach, because it's not a happy game. It's a really sad game. There's no hurrah moment. At the end of every Master Chief Halo, there's a big hurrah, like, we did it. We took it to him. We accomplished what we had to. The end of Halo Reach is Noble Six getting his head cut off by some elites because he was the last guy on the planet. He didn't make it. That shit sucks. That's terrible. You're all by yourself. Your entire team gets dispatched. One gets dispatched unceremoniously. One blows himself up in an act of sacrifice. The other one rams a Pelican into a Scarab to make sure that you are able to get to that final point, to make sure that Cortana is able to get onto the Pillar of Autumn and get out. Dude, nothing like that happens in the OG trilogy. You have the Warthog runs where it's like, oh, we have to get off the Halo ring. We have to get off the planet. We have to get off wherever we are so that we can go to another day. Noble Six is like, I need to get over here so I can die, so that those people can live. I need to draw attention to myself so that I can die and they can live. That kind of sacrifice is not something you see in the OG trilogy, alright? The emotion, it's way more raw. It's way more dark and brooding. Noble Six is like a perfect character for this, and Bungie at this time were just like hitting every single thing flawlessly. They could not be stopped. Another thing that amplifies this overall atmosphere and feel of depression going on, just utter defeat going on throughout the entirety of the game, is the camera work. In Halo Reach, they use a lot of in-world cameras and a lot of handheld shots, so it feels a lot more real and personal. Security camera footage of Noble Six docking into the space station. When the sniper mission with June, there's a handheld camera shot of the guy behind Noble Six and June sidling across the cliffside with them, and the cameraman, even though the cameraman is like invisible, the cameraman's moving like it's a handheld camera, it even looks down at a big gap in the ledge that they're on, and it just feels a lot more real, a lot more gritty, a lot of buzzwords to get my point across.
The scene in particular is one of the better ones because it uses a lot of handheld camera movements. The cameraman even ducks under the zealot swinging his sword. You even get a POV shot of Noble Six avoiding getting stabbed by an energy sword. And this shot really stuck out to me as a kid because it was scary.
It feels like a war documentary because it feels like there's an embedded dude there with the camera following these guys around, recording what they're doing. And then most other shots that aren't that are things that are like, oh yeah, that would be like a security camera, or a satellite fell down and recorded that. Like, these are cameras that exist in the world and got this footage. I think it's really cool. It adds a whole lot to the atmosphere. I genuinely do not think Halo Reach would have the same feel to it if it weren't for the camera work. So shout out whoever did that. Good job. I'm a big fan. I don't really think there is anything. Those were like the two major things. You're just always on the back foot. You're always losing. The overall feel of defeat. That is what Halo Reach is. Halo Reach is defeat. Every victory is short-lived because as soon as George sacrifices himself to blow up that spaceship,
slip space rupture detected.
Yeah, we're picking up anomalies too. Are you reading
Slip
it?
space rupture
Multiple
detected.
covenant signatures.
Slip space
Is anyone
rupture
listening?
detected.
They're everywhere.
Slip
there's never a moment in the original trilogy where it can be described as it's so over. There's never a moment like that. Even like the Flood, Halo 3, when they have full control of the Halo rings and they're about to launch it, it's never like it's over.
If we were to chart out on the mood meter where Master Chief is and where Noble Team is, Master Chief would never reach it is what it is. With Master Chief, it's always let's fucking go. He's always doing some crazy shit. He's always doing something that is just a massive blow to the Covenant. With Noble Team, they start out at fuck it, we ball. Covenant's on here. Alright, let's go. We planned for this. Very, very quickly goes to it is what it is. Slip space rupture detected. It's so over. Towards the end of the game, Mom would be sad. So, if we were to chart where Master Chief and Noble Team would be on the mood meter, Chief is up at let's fucking go. Noble Team is down at Mom would be sad. Complete opposites. Complete opposites.
It's never been more over with Noble Team. Immediately on the back foot. You perpetually are always on the back foot throughout the entirety of the game. Kat even says,
I know we're losing, I want to know if we've lost.
Before she gets domed, and the rest of the Noble team just has to be like, fuck, dude, we have to keep going. Dude, it's so sad. It's so sad. And then you can take it, and then you can continue playing in the trilogy and take it to these Covenant fuckers who stole Reach from you. But I guess that's really it. Halo Reach stands on its own two legs, proudly, among the other Halo games in a way that doesn't diminish the other Halo games, but lifts them up. I think it's very hard to do that. And Bungie, that streak they had, of course they're going to stick the landing. It's so good narratively and cinematography. I don't see anyone talk about that stuff, man. I just see people say Noble 6 is so, oh man, like, oh, it's so sad. I miss George. Kat, she died. Man, this is so sad. Noble 6 is in a cave. Fuck you if you think Noble 6 is in a cave. The entire point of the game is sacrifice. Every single Noble team member sacrifices himself for something. The last mission is Noble 6 sacrificing himself so that the Pillar of Autumn can get off the planet, and then he just wreaks havoc on the fucking Covenant that does this to him. And you're like, nah, he's in a cave, man. He definitely didn't die. Why would Noble 6 die a hero's death? Why would we let Noble 6 die a hero's death, an honorable death? Why would we let him sacrifice himself? He's totally alive, man. Fuck you. Let him have this. Let him have this. George had it. Emil had it. Carter had it. Kat did not get it. Rest in peace. But why can't you? Listen, I know you want Noble 6 to be alive because he's such a cool character. Everyone knows this. But Noble 6 deserves to die in the best way possible. Noble 6 deserves this hero's death, and you're robbing him of it by saying he did something as cowardly as hiding in a cave. He's dead. His body belongs to Reach, motherfucker. Yeah, Halo Reach is good. I like it a whole lot. I like the camera work. I like the narrative. I like the structure and the pacing and everything it does different from the original trilogy. I think it sticks out, and I think it does a really good job at enhancing the original trilogy narratively, and yeah, it's a good game. If you haven't played it, why are you watching this video? If you wait, if you haven't played Halo Reach, it's as accessible as any game can be, and you haven't played it, and you're watching me talk about it, I'm disappointed. If you haven't played Halo Reach and you're watching this video, you are worse than dirt.